People tell me in a lot of my videos that one of the biggest reasons they buy Apple products is because of its resale value, and that's the reason why it's such a good proposition for them. So because of that, I wanted to test this theory. I wanted to see if their iPhone lineup stacked up pretty well against their Android competition, like a Samsung or a Google. The reason why I chose those companies is because they come the closest in terms of brand recognition and price tag as the iPhone lineup. We could do every single one of Apple's product lineups, but that's like completely way too long. That would take like 30 to 40 minutes of just talking about resale value, and let's face it, that's boring. Anyway, let's get started. We'll first look at two different aspects of resale value. The first is total amount lost and percentage of product cost, because both of those things can tell two completely different stories. For example, if a machine cost $200 and lost $100 in value, it wouldn't look as bad as a machine that usually cost $500 and lost $200 in value. But yet, when you compare them to percentage of total cost, then one of the machines lost 50% of its value, while the other one only lost 40%, now making the $500 machine look a lot better overall. But then you could also argue you care more about losing $200 total than losing $100. Because let's face it, that's actual money you lost and you can't make back. So based on my own personal opinion, I don't think percentage of cost matters that much. What I care more about is losing the least amount of money and still having one of the best phones around. But I'll show both of these data points anyway. Okay, let's start. My thought process was this. I tried to compare products across eBay under the news tag and still try to make sure that they had at least decent quality. That means minor scuffs and scratches here and there. Because let's face it, no one keeps their smartphone perfectly clean for the 2 years that they have it. But that doesn't include things like a broken fingerprint scanner, a broken camera, or a cracked screen. No one wants those. Abuser. I also tried not to use resellers of used smartphones because let's face it, they're out for a profit. They're gonna price it a little higher than what your typical eBay seller would try to price it at. The particular smartphones we'll be looking at, drum roll please, are Apple's iPhone 6s, 6s Plus, 7, 7s Plus, and we'll compare them to the Samsung Galaxy S7, S7 Edge, S8, S8 Plus, and Google's Pixel and Pixel XL. Those are a lot of different devices. And here's the results. It's pretty anticlimactic. Samsung's devices tend to retain as much or even more of their resale value over Apple products when you compare percentage of device costs. But when you look at total dollars lost, the Samsung Galaxy devices lose as much or more money than their Apple counterpart. So in terms of total dollars lost, Samsung loses more money. But the device that lost the most value is actually the Google Pixel and Google Pixel XL. They lost way more money. They're the biggest loser here, quite literally, because they lost all those pounds if you're in Britain. Because they lost the most resale value. They lost all that weight on their price tag. And the most surprising thing is these devices are as old as like the iPhone 7. Yet its resale value is more closer to the iPhone 6s. I think this may be because the Pixel lineup is still pretty brand new and it's not the first product lineup that comes into the mainstream consumer's mind. So based on used eBay listings, I think I'd prefer to stick to something more mainstream like Apple's iPhone or Samsung's Galaxy lineup and stray away from newer or not as popular brands like the Google Pixel lineup. But here's the biggest catch. That's just on sites like eBay. What about sites where you just trade in your phone for something new? like Gazelle. Well, it turns out other places like Gazelle or other smartphone trade-in places value iPhone devices more than their Samsung Galaxy counterparts when you think of total price lost. The same thing happened when I looked on T-Mobile's trade-in program. I can get more money out of an iPhone compared to a Galaxy device of similar age. Of course, prices do fluctuate, so maybe in a month or two, this video might be outdated. But for right now, the question is answered. iPhones typically do retain as much or more resale value over their Android competition in a year or even 2 years with your iPhone over a Galaxy device. So, did this video make your smartphone purchasing decision a little bit harder, or do you regret the smartphone you bought now, or do you love it even more? Leave all your suggestions, comments, and thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and well, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.